Hello. In this video, we're going to talk about the changes we have made to the menu and restaurant setup system and paying the restaurants. First, let's look at our menu setup. Click on Restaurants, go to Menu Setup, and we'll pick a restaurant at random. The menu setup screen looks almost identical as it has in the past. There's just a couple new fields that have been added. On the right-hand side now, you can select if an item's spicy, if it's a veggie, or if it's healthy. And if you check these boxes, it will allow these items to be selected when the customer views the menu online. He can filter by spicy, healthy, popular, or veggie. Also at the top of the screen, you now have takeout delivery, delivery only, or takeout. Previously, we had two separate menus for takeout and delivery. Now they're on the same menu, and you can do on an item-by-item basis decide if the item is available for delivery or takeout or both. The other major change on the menu setup is under modifiers. You click Add Edit Modifiers, and this screen is set up as it was before with one additional option: allow multiple selections of the same choice. So on this particular item, you have choose up to 5 sides. Before, they could choose up to 5 of these, but if they wanted 2 orders of french fries, that would not be a possibility. Now, if you select this box, it will, because on the screen, instead of having little check boxes for each, there's little comment quantity boxes instead. So instead of choosing just checking onion rings or french fries, they can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And the system will duplicate as needed. For example, if we get out of the setup screen and we go to the order screen to take an order, and we choose that particular restaurant. So if we choose an item that has 5 sides, you click on each one, and with your left button will increase the quantity, the right button will decrease it. So when you see choose up to 5 sides, you've seen 2 french fries and 1 green beans. When you view the order, you'll see that it has choose up to 5 sides, 2 helpings of french fries. So it's very easy for the restaurant to see it as well. Now we'll go down to the restaurant setup, and I'll go over a few of the changes we've made to the restaurant setup screen. On the financial tab, these have been here before, but I want to explain what they're here. Pay delivery fee to restaurant and pay tips to restaurant. There are some restaurants that do their own deliveries, and if that is the case, if you check these boxes, it will just pass the delivery fee and the tips onto the restaurant to handle on their own. Meals tax is a new feature that some restaurants have. There are some cities that charge an additional meals tax in addition to the sales tax for each restaurant, and these meals tax are based on the restaurant itself rather than the customer's location. And if you live in one of these cities, you can enter the meal tax rate here, and it will be charged to the customer in addition to the sales tax. Previously, whenever you paid the restaurants, it automatically printed a restaurant statement. Nowadays, a lot of people want to email the statements and don't want to waste the paper. So from now on, this system does not automatically just print each statement. When you go into restaurant setup, you can decide how you want it on a restaurant-by-restaurant basis. For instance, you can do not print restaurant settlement statements, print all statements, or only print the statements if they won't fit on a check. Or you can decide to email them. Or you can do both. On the communications tab, most of these were put in a couple months ago. You may have already seen these, but there are 5 different ways to send orders to a restaurant. You can send them with a fax. This has been in the system for years. You can send them via text message. This will simply send a text message to the restaurant with a link they can click on to view the order. There is a 5-cent per text charge to do this option. Directly via Eatabit printer. We have partnered with a company called Eatabit that has printers that you can purchase from them that will go directly in the restaurant, and clicking this option will automatically send it to that printer. When that printer gets it, it will light up, flash, make a beeping noise that they can't miss, letting them know there's an order. It will not print the order until they press a red button on the printer. As soon as they press that button, it will print the order and update PowerFlash. So save you from having to confirm the orders. Send orders via email. Checking this box whenever the dispatcher clicks the fax order button or send the order button in this new version, it will send it via an email. The last option is send a separate alert email. This will send a separate email just alerting that another email or fax has been sent to the restaurant. This is handy to send it to like a manager. You can use multiple options, so you can check both fax and email, and whenever the dispatcher clicks the send button, it will use both. Confirming orders at the restaurant. Require order confirmation. If you check this box, it will warning message will be displayed to the dispatcher if attempts to assign a driver before the order is confirmed. If you don't require it, it won't send the message. It won't stop the dispatcher from assigning an order, just give them a warning. Use automated voice response confirmation. If you check this box, our system will call the restaurant and ask them to type in the last 4 digits of the order number as confirmation they received this. If they fail to type in the correct 4-digit numbers, a message will be sent to the dispatcher so he can call them and verify himself. Restaurant Web Management System. If you check this box and create a login name and password for the restaurant, they can log into the system themselves and see their own orders, confirm them, and print them. They just log into your website with a /manage at the end of it to log in. Fax, email formats, and information. This is the same as it's always been. By default, whatever template you've chosen under order template setup will be used as faxing and emailing the restaurant their orders. But if you want a special template just for this restaurant, you can enter it here. Finally, you have your daily management reports. If you want to send either a performance report or a summary report to the restaurant each day, automatically enter the address here and click the boxes, and it will send them every day. If there's no orders for that day, you don't want to send it, check the box that says do not send if no orders that day. The last part is paying the restaurants. Previously, we had 2 options here, pay restaurants and view old settlement statements. They have now been merged into a single screen, which is right here. This lists all the previous statements you've done, and the screen is pretty much the same as it was before. It's kind of been laid out just a little bit differently, made it a little easier to understand. To pay the restaurants, click the Pay Restaurants button. You'll see the Pay Restaurants screen. This screen is also pretty much as it was before, just with a little couple layout changes. We'll just double click on this restaurant here. This section lists all the orders for the period in question that are scheduled to be paid, including the food total. If you're paying any of the meals tax, sales tax, delivery fee, or tips to the restaurants, they'll be listed here along with any credit cards any credit card fees you're charging the restaurant. If you're not charging them anything under restaurant setup, they won't have anything listed, just the food. You can double click an order to decide to pay it or not to pay it. Most of the time you just automatically pay all the orders. The second section down below are charges and credits, same thing. There are no charges on this particular screen. The right side is a summary of the food total and your commission, the takeout total and the commission if you have any takeout orders. If you're charging the restaurant any MasterCard or Visa or Discover fees, they'll be listed here. Any sales tax you're paying, any meals tax you're paying, any tips and delivery fees, and it will give you a bottom line you owe the restaurant. If for some reason you owe the restaurant owes you money, there's several options on the restaurant setup, either write off the balance, bill it to them, or carry it over the next statement. That is reflected right here as well. When you finish, if this is right, just click Pay This Restaurant. You can also come over to the left-hand side and click Auto Pay Selected Restaurants, and it will pay them all the restaurants automatically. This is what you probably have been doing in the past, and this stays the same. When you finish, close the screen. The one difference is it's not going to automatically print statements for every restaurant as it did in the past. Come back here and you'll see all the statements you have created. You can select all the statements. Come over here and click send statements that have not already been sent. You click this button and click send, it will print the ones you've decided to print, or email the ones you've indicated to email, or the ones you said don't do anything, it won't do anything for. If you want to go back and reprint them again, you can come back here and print or email, depending on what you check. And you can also decide to skip the ones that have already been printed and emailed. That way allow you to selectively print just selected restaurants. There's also a new report up here, Statement Summary Report. This is just a summary of what's on those statements. So if you decide to use this to pay the restaurants, write the checks instead of having to look at individual pieces of paper, this report will reflect the exact same numbers that are on the statements. That pretty much sums up the changes in the restaurant setup, menu setup, and the restaurant payment system in the new version of PowerFlash. Thank you very much.